is a combined meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Northville. The date, time, and location of this meeting have been advertised in the 2 official newspapers of the borough, filed with the municipal clerk, and posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building. All notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act for this meeting have been fulfilled. Please note the fire exits as required by law at public meetings. Let's rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And let's just have a moment of silence. For our veterans, we celebrated Veterans Day yesterday, and all of those who have served and continue to serve, and also for our first responders. And yeah, keep it in your thoughts. Thank you. Roll call.
Mayor Warren.
Here.
Councilman McCallion.
Here.
Councilwoman Fernandez.
Here.
Councilman Manisich.
Here.
Council President McMorrow.
Here.
Councilman Manafra.
Here.
Councilman Sokoloff.
Here. Okay. So first on the agenda, we have the approval of the minutes. We have 2 meetings, the combined meeting of October 8th and the special meeting we had on October 28th. Can I get a motion and a second for those? I guess, should we do individually or should we?
Yes.
Because we had, so let's do the October 8th first,
Yeah.
motion and a second.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Council President McMorrow, second by Councilman Manisich. Any questions on the 8th? Okay, roll call.
Councilman McCallion.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fernandez.
Yes.
Councilman Manisich.
Yes.
Council President McMorrow.
Yes.
Councilman Manafra.
Yes.
Councilman Sokoloff.
Abstain. Next would be the special meeting for October 28th. Can I get a motion and second on that? So moved.
Second.
Cool.
You're gonna have it last.
Motion by Councilman Manafra, second by Councilman McCallion. Any questions on the 28th? No. Okay, roll call.
Councilman McCallion.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fernandez.
Yes.
Councilman Manisich.
Yes.
Council President McMorrow.
Yes.
Councilman Manafra.
Yes.
Councilman Sokoloff.
Abstain. Okay. Okay, so we have some monthly correspondence, which is available downstairs in the clerk's office. And the items that you see on there we'll be discussing at some point during the consent agenda for the resolutions. And we'll start with that consent agenda for the resolutions now. So we have number 142. This is to approve the submission of the best practices checklist inventory. And this is related to the audit, which you all have with you. It is self-explanatory, it's best practices, what you should be, how you should be operating as a borough, mostly financially. Number 143 is a resolution authorizing municipal clerk to advertise requests for qualifications for 2026. This is for our professionals, so it's time for people to submit proposals. Number 144 is a resolution which is authorizing our engineer Negley Group to provide us with a watershed inventory report, phase 1. And Mr. Loveridge, if you want to explain that, what exactly that means.
Sure. So this is piggybacking off of the MS4 mapping that we're working on. It's a requirement by the DEP to sort of take that information, put it in report form. Most of it is a delineation of drainage areas. So we mapped all the outfalls in town and all the stormwater infrastructure. And now we take that data and we create a drainage map, which is basically what area of land goes to every single outfall in town. There's 50 and change outfalls. So in this work, we would come up with the contributory drainage area, all the roads, houses, whatever lots that go to each one. So it's basically the beginnings of a regional drainage study for the town. And the state's goal is to sort of stitch together the entire state like this. It's kind of the reason behind that, the mapping and then this report. The report follows a table of contents that's provided directly by the state, and Rucker has prepared kind of the first report over the summer, and that's kind of how we took our, built from the state. It has to be submitted January 1st with the mapping. We already completed all of Northvale's mapping. I think it's gonna be submitted by the end of next week. And then this will be shortly, we'll be shortly ready to go to work on it the end of next week or so, once they finish up with the drafting portion of the data they collected. But that's what this report is.
And it says phase one, so I'm assuming that implies phase two.
There are other phases listed by the DEP. At this time, we don't know what they are gonna include, because they haven't published what else they want. But there will probably be future work that builds off of this in the coming years or so. They just haven't identified the exact content that they want in the future. So they call this the watershed inventory report, and it will be, they're gonna request us to build upon it in different ways in the future, but this is the first step.
Okay, all right, excellent. All right. Number 145 is a raffle license for Northville PTO for December 20th. 146, another raffle license for Northville PTO, November 21st. And number 147 is another raffle license for the St. Anthony's Church for December 6th, for tree lighting. 148, we're appointing Mark Salerno as the temporary plumbing inspector. Our current plumbing inspector, he recently had heart surgery, so he's recovering from that, so we'll need Mark's services for a little while he recovers. Number 149, we have a Riverside Co-op resolution. It's for traffic striping on the roadways. There's a bid award that's being given out on behalf of all the towns that are in that co-op. Number 150 is the audit. You all have copies of the audit, the annual audit, and just keep in mind, it is a 2024 audit. It is not 2025, so it is the calendar year for that. And we always get it this time a year later, so when you review that. Number 151 is the grass collection for next year for 2026. It's an agreement with Interstate Waste Services for that. And number 152 is the annual resolution that we do for Paris Square, which is reimbursing them for lights and snow plowing, which they are entitled to by law. 153 is transfer of appropriations to pay bills. And 154 is the actual bill payments that we had this past month. So hopefully everyone had a chance to review the bills list. With that, that is our consent agenda. Can I get a motion and a second?
I'll motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman McCallion, second by Council President McMorrow. Question, any of these resolutions? No question?
I'm trying really hard to be honest. No.
We'll open the meeting to the public up for the consent resolutions only. Okay, we'll close to the public. Roll call.
Councilman McCallion?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fernandez?
Yes.
Councilman Mattison?
Yes.
Council President McMorrow?
Yes.
Councilman Afra?
Yes.
Councilman Sokolowski?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So we do have an ordinance. First reading of this ordinance is for rescinding the allowance of parking on Chestnut Street, which is on Sundays, which went into effect about 13 months ago or so. So the ordinance here is to rescind that, going forward, bring it back to where it was. So I think, obviously, I don't think we need any description of this. You're all very much aware of what's going on there. After a year of observance, speaking with the residents and neighbors, and the constant issues that were occurring up and down the road, we put this on the agenda to rescind. So can I get a motion and a second on this?
I'll motion. I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Sokolowski, second by Councilman McKellian. Question? Questions?
We had 13 months of talking about it. I think we're good.
Good point. Okay, yeah, so with that, there's a public hearing will be December 10th, but we will do a roll call for this, for the first reading.
Councilman McCallion?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fernandez? Yes. Councilman Matovich?
Yes.
Council President McMorro?
Yes.
Councilman Menard?
Yes.
Councilman Sokolowski?
Yes.
Okay, great. Do we have any old business? Old business, any new business? Okay, with that, we will go to our council reports. Start with Council President McMorro.
Okay, for the preschool, the pie sale has come to an end. Thank you to everyone who supported the fundraiser. It was a tremendous success. This past Tuesday, the children sang beautifully at the Veterans Day Memorial. We're so proud of them. We look forward to their next performance at the upcoming tree lighting in December. The class also created a beautiful banner in honor of our veterans. It will be displayed at the American Legion for all to enjoy. As a reminder, the clothing donation bin is located outside the preschool entrance doors. As you clean out your homes, please consider dropping off any clothing donations in this bin. For the ambulance corps, there were a total of 15 calls during the month of October, 7 to Northville, 5 to Rockland Jewish Home, 1 to Poster, and 2 to other neighboring boroughs. The ambulance corps participated in the Veterans Day celebration yesterday and will also be attending the tree lighting ceremony in December. We're excited to welcome a few new junior members to our team and wish them the best of luck on their journey with us. As always, we are actively seeking doctors, nurses, EMTs, or just anyone willing to go to EMT school to join our organization. If you're interested, please email us at mbec226@gmail.com. For the police department, there were 814 calls for service, 156 motor vehicle stops, 139 selective traffic enforcement details, 54 school safety checks, 36 suspicious incident calls, 48 building and park checks. There were 2 arrests, one a 34-year-old male for DWI and a 66-year-old female for shoplifting. On October 1st, it was National Coffee with a Cop Day. This year's event was held at the Northville Starbucks, who graciously hosted and provided coffee and snacks to all who attended. The event was a great success, and the positive engagement with our community members was overwhelming. Thank you to all who attended, and especially Starbucks for their generosity. Halloween Get Windy was a safe and exciting day for borough families. The police department received several requests to close Bradley Avenue for several hours as it is a popular street to gather. Although not possible for this year, the police department and the borough officials will consider a temporary road closure for 2026. So something to look forward to. And from the event standpoint, we will be putting out information for the upcoming 3rd annual Battle of the Bulbs. So please check your social media channels for ways to enter your home in our holiday decorating contest. And that is all I have.
Wonderful. That time of year again.
So exciting.
How
Tis the
did I miss
season.
the pie thing? How did I miss
The
that?
pie fundraiser? I don't know. Next year.
What did that? That's what I said.
We sold
It's
carousel
gotta be
cakes.
connected. You gotta be connected.
Yeah. All right, Councilman McGowan.
All right. For planning board, we had one meeting in October, and we had a total of 22 permits issued. 3 permits have been updated, so it's good. The activity is still going on in town. Fees collected last month were $24,173 compared to last October, which was $23,338. And year to date, we collected $328,980 compared to, which is $146,979 more than last year, same time. So That's really good. And, you know, I don't know, maybe we gotta do these meetings on Parents of Northvale because they beat me to it. The Boston Market is gonna be a Taco Bell, not a Chipotle. And no one talked about it, but Moe's in the plaza is gonna be a gyro place. And, so you were saying that before, something about gyros, so it's gonna be, yeah, gyros.
Can't wait.
And then, there's a property on the corner of Walnut and Paris. They're converting 2 commercial units into residential. And the 31 unit construction on Paris is nearing completion of the foundation phase of the project, so that's moving along, and that's all I got.
Excellent, thank you. Councilman Mappa.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We'll start with the fire department stats for the month of November. There were 22 emergency calls totaling 85 3/4 man hours. That's probably up about 10 calls from last month, so it looks like the pace of emergency calls is picking up again for the holiday season. That includes 8 fire or carbon monoxide alarms, 1 non-structural fire, 1 hazmat condition, 2 rescues, and 7 utilities incidents. There are also 9 non-emergency calls totaling 208 man hours. That includes 1 company drill and 3 training work nights. Honorable mention to the fire department for their safety presentation to students at Northvale School on October 19th. I got a chance to attend that myself, and Lieutenant Wachowski did a really good job of tailoring the presentations to each age group. We had all the kids from kindergarten through 8th grade participate, and he did a very good job of tailoring that presentation, so shout out to him specifically. Moving on to fire prevention statistics for the month of October, there were 42 inspections and 13 re-inspections. That number 42 is also about double what it was last month or typically, so not sure why those inspections are up, but that's more than we typically see for this month. Moving on to the Northvale Board of Education, the last regular meeting was Thursday, October 23rd. The superintendent's report included 2025 spring NJSLA testing results. 3rd grade was at better than 80%, meeting or exceeding expectations in both ELA and math, which is great. But there were mixed results in all higher grade levels up to 7th grade, with some levels actually slipping below the results from the previous spring testing, which is not great news. 8th grade results were also very good in both ELA and math. Obviously, they're looking at ways that they can improve this over the next year or 2. Ames Web fall testing was completed with results to be shared with parents in upcoming weeks. Those results have already been shared, actually. We received them for both of our children. And NJSLA field testing is currently ongoing this month. That's basically a pilot program to test out a new style of test that is dynamic in nature. So the test tailors itself based on the way you answer a current question will determine what next question you'll be asked on that test. So that's something new. As far as the public comment section of the meeting, the board president made a statement regarding ongoing negotiations with the Teachers Association. As far as I'm aware, those negotiations are still ongoing, so I think we'll hear more about that at the next meeting. And speaking of that, that next meeting will be on Tuesday, November 18th at 6:30 p.m. in the APR. Normally these meetings are on Thursday, but they've been rescheduled a number of times this year, so it's being rescheduled once again. And finally, for the Northern Valley Board of Education, the last regular meeting was Monday, October 13th at the NVD Media Center. Superintendent's report, he mentioned the 3rd annual AI Literacy Summit will be held on December 8th with over 100 school districts participating or attending. That's actually held at MDOT and NVD, and it's a very well-attended summit. Spring standardized testing results were also shared where the MDOT SAT average score was 1238. 1,040 students participated in the advanced placement program, with 88% of those students scoring a 3 or higher on those exams. Those exams are scored with a range of 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest. 450 of those students also received the AP Scholar designation. The NVOT new turf field work continues and is expected to complete no later than the beginning of the spring. I think if they actually worked on it steadily, they'd be done in like 2 weeks. I drive by it a couple of times a week, and it just doesn't move quickly at all. The next regular board meeting is this coming Monday, November 17th at 7:30 p.m. in the NVOT Media Center, and that does it for my report.
I got 2 questions actually.
Go
I
ahead.
got a question too.
All right,
One is our board event. When was that? Tuesday, what time?
Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. It's always 6:30,
It's
unless otherwise noted.
And then the other thing, that AI summit, is that open to the public or is it just the school administrator?
It's school administration, it's also open to all these other school districts that attend.
Okay.
I was actually going to ask if I could attend as the board liaison, so I'm interested to hear some of the presentation. Last year, they had somebody high up from Apple as a keynote speaker, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's good to know, especially, see where the future's gonna lead, so.
Indeed,
And did you mention the SAT average score was over 1,200?
yes, 1278.
1,278
Mm-hmm.
out of 1,600?
Out of 1600.
That's not good. That's impressive.
That's the overall average.
That's terrible? The average score? That's impressive, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
Yeah, but NBOs is always.
a great score as an average.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well,
And so, you've been on the council for 3 years now?
I have.
You're surprised by the slow construction in government?
No, I'm not surprised.
yeah, that project's gonna get done basically in the
In the
spring.
spring.
Yeah, we'll be,
2027.
I want it to be done faster, but.
All right.
DPW, I'll be quick and brief. Did the prep work for the Veterans Day ceremony. They installed some decorations for the event. As I mentioned last month, they did install a bunch of mums around Borough Hall, Hogan's Park, and Veterans. They did start the leaf pickup of the vacuum unit. It is autumn season. They began preparations for the snow plows and other equipment for the upcoming winter storms that are going to arrive eventually. And normal maintenance continues with filling potholes, chipping, and collecting brush. Senior Center, it was closed on Election Day and Veterans Day. The monthly breakfast is set for November 18th at 10 a.m. On the following day, the seniors will be doing their blood pressure checks. And on November 27th, 28th, they will be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday. I did see Michelle and Maureen. It was a good conversation. Everything seems to be going well regarding the Senior Center. Golden Age Report, the club met on November 5th. The members will be attending the Christmas show at Radio City Music Hall in December. And the Christmas holiday party is set at the Sear House in Closter. And I think you and I are going to be attending it otherwise, correct? Yeah. Okay, that's going to be exciting. He loves it, I love it. Recreation Department, I did attend the meeting on October 21st. Soccer season, I think it's over, but the playoffs I think are continuing. And their next meeting is set in November. Basketball signups for the boys was abundant. The girls, the amount of girls signing up for basketball is kind of limited. They are trying to recruit more girls to play basketball in the rec part of the season. And the travel teams, they do have a few travel teams. Softball and baseball. Softball, they had one softball team during the fall season. I don't even think they had a baseball team. And indoor soccer is right around the corner. And I should have more updates for you on indoor soccer in November. After December's meeting. Or November's meeting. November's meeting.
Okay.
December.
Councilwoman Fernandez.
For the library, their next board meeting is on November 19th at 6:30. I was able to attend their family Halloween party. It was well attended. It was a lot of fun. My daughter had fun. You can always check out their website for a full calendar of all the activities they have for both adults and children each month. For beautification, the community garden is going to be closing this Saturday, November 15th, to prepare the space for winter and exterior growing season. So everyone's gotten all their crop things out of their personal belongings by Saturday. I also just wanted to quickly thank everyone who came out to support the Pumpkins for Pink event last month. Together we raised almost $1,500 for breast cancer care research at Memorial Sloan Kettering. Also a big thank you to all of our borough departments for participating and for all of their creativity in the Pumpkins Decorating Challenge. And also to the DPW for all their help with getting the pumpkins there and picking them up after. And a big thank you as well to everyone who donated to all of our raffles. I think events like this really show the heart and spirit of our community. So it was a lot of fun.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Yeah, and that was a great event. Kudos to you.
That was awesome.
Yeah. I know, Fran, Dennis, you guys put effort into your pumpkins, but you unfortunately came up short. to the ambulance corps. So,
Were the votes close?
the votes were close. It was close.
Sure, I'll put more rules in place for how many pumpkins you can
Yeah,
They were looking out.
yeah.
There
We
is
need-
so
we need to make it very
Yeah.
clear.
Creative.
And then the community garden, we're gonna have to get together over the winter and figure out
Yeah.
how we roll this out for
It's kind of
2026.
interesting.
Yeah, so, okay, excellent. Councilman Sokolowski.
Thank you. Well, I'm sorry I missed the pumpkins for pink, but as many of you know, I wasn't around much in the month of October, but I'm back again. Hopefully I'm not going anywhere soon. So I was able to make the Board of Health meeting in October on the 23rd. That was their last meeting for the year. So their next meeting will be their reorganization in January. And I understand we did have a successful rabies clinic on October 7th, but Fran, we had somewhat lower attendance this year, correct? Yeah, so.
A little more than last year, but
Yeah.
under 30.
Yeah, and I'm thinking we don't really advertise it much, I guess. Maybe we need to, I don't know, advertise it more, put something more
Well,
on
I've
it.
sent it to all like the surrounding towns, because that's what everybody seems to do, they send it to each other,
Yeah,
send it to them, and,
It was in the newsletter, on social media,
Newsletter.
it's on the board outside.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, again, we just have, maybe there's anti-vaccine feelings even with the pets, I don't know. Northern Valley Greenway, there's nothing to report, but we keep chugging along on that. Grants pending is actually down slightly, which means we had a few more grants rejected. And again, no new grants have been awarded, so this is not a good year for grants. So we gotta keep our fingers crossed more for next year. Safety and risk management, there's nothing to report, and that's what I've got.
Okay, great. To your point though, with the pet thing, what we could do is get the little lawn signs.
Yeah.
And put them on,
Yeah.
you know, when stuff like that comes around.
That way, when the dogs are going after their walk, they'll see the lawn sign. Hey, let's get that.
It's also a timing issue, right?
That's good, give some.
Because if you do your, like, pets rabies shots in May,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not gonna do it again. and-
yeah,
So you might have to skip a few months to get it done in November.
yeah, that's true. Okay, so for my report, thank you to everyone who came out and helped honor our veterans yesterday. It was a chilly and snowy Veterans Day ceremony. We had excellent turnout, which I was very surprised and pleased by, regardless of the wind and the snow. Great participation from the preschool, as you mentioned, and the middle school choir as well, who was there. So, really good event, and very happy about that. Our next event will be Friday, December 5th, 6:30 p.m. at Hogan Park, and it is the holiday tree lighting. So this year's big addition is a bonfire, which will be in the open area in front of the gazebo. So that should be fun. So hopefully we'll get some good weather for that. A special thank you to Councilwoman Fernandez, as we just mentioned, for creating and coordinating our first annual Pumpkins for Pink event that was held on October 25th. The fun event gives us something to build on. And the important part was that we raised funds for Memorial Sloan Kettering and awareness for breast cancer. So thank you very much. I visited our local food pantries this past weekend, St. Anthony's and also the Wholesome Pantry in Norwood on Summit Street. They have been very grateful with the outpouring of support they've received for the last couple of weeks with people who've donated. So there are approximately 200 families in our 4 local towns that are on federal SNAP programs. And as the holidays approach, please pick up a few extra items and drop them off. They'll be very, very happy. As a reminder, we are beginning to put plans together for 2026 and America's 250th celebration. And this includes decorations and events. Councilwoman Fernandez and Councilman McCallion are heading up a committee to map this out for us. So we will start to put the wheels in motion on that soon. There is an update on our plan, which we talked about, to move away from the state health plan. We are still awaiting that. We're awaiting final approvals from the employee unions, and we should have something shortly, hopefully. Knock on wood, hopefully. This next week, we have the League of Municipalities annual event, which is in Atlantic City. I'll be attending, I believe Councilman Sokolowski, you'll be attending as well?
Yes.
Yeah, and we have some employees that will be attending too. Scott, you're gonna be down there. You'll be down there?
Yes,
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Good.
once every 10 years.
Yes. Well, we'll see you down there then. Excellent. Good. And congratulations to Councilman Matisich and Councilman Manafra on their reelection this past Tuesday. So, 3 more years, you're stuck with you. So. All right, great.
So the affordable housing litigation is obviously still going on, there's negotiations, nothing to report though.
Okay. Okay, we have a date for the 20th?
I think so,
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Mr.
Thank you,
Leverage?
Mayor. Like I said, the MS4 mapping, we completed the field work, and that submission will be sent to DEP end of next week to take care of that piece. And then the Grace Ave curbing has still not been completed by the contractor, so we issued a letter last week stating that it must be completed before Thanksgiving this month, or we'll be assessing liquidated damages and penalties. I'll share that letter with Mr. Ralph. Hopefully we don't need to do that, and maybe get it done. That's it.
Right, he's gonna do that work too, that we talked about. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, that'd be great, because we're supposed to be done like in October, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, wonderful. Who was the contractor?
It's DNL,
Oh.
DNL paving, who constructed the basketball court. We
Understood.
added this as an addition into that contract.
Okay, thank you. So with that, we will open the meeting to the public.
Chris Bondino, 123 Rockland Avenue North. So I guess you guys got tired of hearing me after a while.
Nope.
No, you. So, first and foremost, I do want to thank all of you for listening for this last 13 months. I know it got contentious at times. I know that the discussions got long. I just want you all to know, and I want you to understand, you really did the right thing, okay? You really did. But not only by myself and my neighbors, but even the church, right? And I've talked about some of those things in the past, about you saw some of the videos, some of the dangers I thought I saw with, especially the children, in regard to the area where there was no sidewalk, where the parking existed. So I don't know if that played into any of your thought on this, but that had always concerned me. Thank you again. I'm gonna put my camera down, give it a rest. If you want, I will let you know how things are working out, but you're not gonna get any complaints from me anymore. You're not gonna get any Sunday night emails from me anymore. But I'll be happy to keep you appraised of what's going on. I'll try and continue to come to the meetings, if you want to talk about
You
it.
said try. I think we should amend the resolution.
I'll come to the meetings.
Okay, thank
I gotta
you.
get here right after work.
Thank you.
I'll get here. So, yeah, I think, there's, in my view, when the variance resolution was granted to the church, I mean, this is something that they agreed to, and what I was gonna talk to tonight, if this hadn't occurred, I was gonna explain to you how the planning board, even though maybe they overstepped, I really feel it was their intent to have this, and they wrote it for a reason, like I've said before. So please don't feel like you took something away from the church. I really think it's in everyone's best interest, and I'm so happy for them. I don't want you to think that I have any ill will to the church. I don't. We have a good relationship with them. I have a contact there. And they, struck gold with that additional parking, and it couldn't be in a better place for them.
Yeah.
So I think it's a win-win. You know, again, I know it got contentious at times, I know we've had some difficulties, but, there's no ill will here. So thank you very much, and you'll continue to see me in the future. Is there anything you wanted to say to me?
I almost want
I have thick skin, I have thick skin.
I almost want to hear the rest of your presentation today. I don't want you to leave feeling like you didn't get it off
No,
your
it's all
chest.
right, it's all right.
You good?
It's
Okay.
okay, I'm good, I'm good. Hopefully we'll pass this. I know we have the full, reading next month, where you.
It's just the only difference between the first and second readings is that the public gets to comment on the second.
Right. Okay, very good.
And then you get to come back next month.
Oh, I'll be here. Just for planning purposes, once it's assumed it passes, the problem next month, when do you anticipate you'll actually do the switch over and then?
Yeah, this is not a bond ordinance, so, really, our meeting is what, December 10th, right?
Yeah.
So really, on the 11th, the signs can start to come down, or signs can change, I should say.
Has anyone notified the church?
Yes.
I don't want them to be taken by surprise.
Yeah, so I've spoken with them, before I did this, I spoke with them, and, you know, they're of the same understanding that we had with you, which is, when we first did this, we said, let's see what happens. It's not gonna be in stone, and we'll monitor it, and we'll basically see the progression, see what happens, so, but they understood.
Good, I'm really glad, and like I said, we still have a very good relationship with them, I think, and still talk to them, so, thanks a lot, really appreciate your listening. You proved to your constituents that you are a governing body that does listen, and I think that's terrific. Yeah, so thank you very much.
I have have the red ribbon downstairs with the scissors. We can do like a ribbon cutting. You know, but it would be like, maybe we'll have a ribbon, we'll put it together.
No parking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council.
No problem.
Okay. Anybody else from the public?
Can I use that as an endorsement for re-election next year?
Nice. All right.
He's on the record.
It's on the record.
It's
Thank you, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I feel bad. Listen, I approve this. Okay, motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Yes.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Good meeting.